Hey guys, welcome to the final episode as far as package selection is concerned when you're coming out to South Africa for your African safari. We'll take a deeper dive into my last package and what I recommend maybe having a look at and asking a few questions when it comes to your outfitter, your PH, whoever you'll be coming over to South Africa with. Cool, before we get into it, I just got to give a big shout out to Trees in Camo. They're fantastic. I've been punting them throughout this whole series. They really are a great camo, and a lot of guys have been asking me lately, what do they need to pack, what do they need to bring out to Africa, South Africa. I just find if you are in the market for new camos, give these guys a try. I've yet to really find a good camo that can handle the good African bush and trees and really holds out so well. So I'm really impressed with them. They're lightweight, they're really easy to move around in. Like I said, I've been hunting now for many years and haven't come across a camo as good as these guys. So yeah, big thumbs up to Trees in Camo. Next on the list is Maxxis tires. I've been using the Maxxis razors, the LT version, the mining application, been fantastic. We've had a little bit of rain, fortunately. The drought hasn't subsided just yet, but yeah, we have had a bit of rain, so I've been testing them out in the mud, and they've been fantastic. I really enjoy the tire. Comes with 3+ sidewall, punch resistance. It's really amazing. The noise level is completely reduced compared to a lot of the other mud terrains I was testing out. So yeah, just an all-round great tire to have when you're out in the bushveld. Yeah, and then just my wife, my daughter, my mom, my brother, the Love Tires group, thank you so much for all their support. The PH Journals crew, thank you for everything that you guys have done. And then to you guys, just thank you so much for supporting me on this journey going forward. Again, I can't tell you how much I've been enjoying doing these series and doing these episodes, and sharing my knowledge with you guys, and hopefully it's helped a few guys, especially the first timers coming over to South Africa. And yeah, I just want to keep doing it. I really enjoy it. So if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, maybe turn on the notifications, leave a comment or a thumbs up. But yeah, just appreciate the support going forward, and well, let's dive into it.
When a hunter has done what he considers to be his or her duty to the animals we fight so hard to protect, they will leave a legacy that will last a lifetime.
Package. This package is more, I'm going to name it the Icon package, and I'll for each animal I'll have a certain section and the reasoning why I suggest this is going to be a very controversial package due to some of the species in it, but yeah, it's really a remarkable way to have a look at, a completely different way to have a look at your trophy room, to come over and shoot some of the most iconic animals there on the African plains. So yeah, first up on the list, and the most photographed animal in the world, it carries so much controversy, and this is why I've put it number 1 on the list, and I just want to get it out there, will be the giraffe. Guys, these are amazing animals. You've got to give them so much respect. There's nothing really like it out there anywhere in the world, and they really are such a unique animal to the African bushveld. And again, it's been the most photographed animal for the past 5 years. They just hold such an iconic stature within the South African or African landscape. So yeah, they do hold a lot of controversy, but what people need to understand about it, and this is what I wanted to get into, is that due to a lot of the African economy times, so a lot of countries have been collapsing, and especially here in South Africa, we find it a lot difficult as far as our petrol prices have gone up. So it makes it extremely difficult to transport these animals. Obviously, they're abnormally large, so not a lot of your bridges can handle that sort of height, and so on and so forth. But yeah, so that's pretty much why there's so many of them out there, that number one, you're most likely to get a brilliant deal on one, and number two, it's such an hassle and so costly for the farm owners to move these animals. They would rather have them shot and give the meat to the locals, or used to sell for the butchery. But not an ounce of it will ever go to waste. They'll always use the skins for something. The meat, like I said, will either go to the locals or to the local butchery and feed some sort of community somewhere. Yeah, so I know a lot of people can't do it, but that's why I put it on the list, because we're getting so many of them now. The populations are just exploding out there because not a lot of people want to hunt them because of the controversy behind them, number one, and number two, a lot of people don't really have the heart to do it. But if you are interested in it, you're probably going to pick up a cracker of a deal, especially on some rogue bulls at the moment now. So yeah, so a little fun fact about the giraffe is so they have double the blood pressure that what we have, and some people would question why with that amount of pressure running through their body, what's happening, where's the valves getting shut off, and what sort of engine room's driving. Well, a giraffe's heart can grow up to 26 pounds. Now that's a massive piece of meat, and obviously to drive those sort of blood pressures, the heart is the engine room, the driving force has got to be a pretty big unit. So that's a little fun fact about the giraffe, and again, pretty controversial animal. Not for everyone's taste, but it is on the icon list. Okay guys, next up we have these guys behind me, the zebras or zebras. I know of three species: the Hartmann zebra, mountain zebra, and the Burchell's. The Burchell's is more common to our area, although there are some game farms with the mountain zebras in their possession. Also, extremely iconic animal to the African landscape, in the Lion King and all over TV and social media. They're really unique, part of the horse family. Yeah, they're just one of those animals that you can turn it into a beautiful rug or an amazing shoulder mount on your wall. They're just such a unique animal. When you see them running out wild, the sounds they're making when they're fighting, when they bite each other, it's just such an awe experience. So yeah, definitely deserves a spot on the icon list is the zebra. Fun fact about a zebra: well, not every stripe on a zebra will ever be exactly the same, pretty much like our fingerprints. So all those stripes you guys are seeing, whether you think they black on white or white on black, they differ from animal to animal and pretty unique to each individual. So yeah, a little fun fact about the zebra. Getting into the lesser known species, especially in the Eastern Cape, as far as first timers come, if you've been to South Africa or Africa before, you would have heard some of these animals. Next up on the list will be the mountain reback. Now, the mountain reback to me is one of the coolest looking animals. Actually, the males, when they get to around about the age of 6 years old, they actually go sterile. So this is why it's so important for us to harvest the most matured animals out there, because these guys are still fit and strong, and they're going to fight off the younger rams to prevent them from breeding. That's why the mountain rebacks breeding cycles have been a little bit of shambles over the past couple of years, especially in our area. It's because we've allowed the older rams to stick around for a little longer than what they should, and therefore hindering the breeding program. But yeah, pretty unique animals. Beautiful white underbellies, great coat. Obviously they don't get their name from staying down on the flats, they're in the mountain areas. Small little horns, really unique, long face, part of the reback family. And yeah, I shot my first one for myself this past year. Beautiful tender meat. I personally enjoy it cut up similar to how we would cut up a sheep. So yeah, just all around decent animal. They're really pretty to look at, and it makes for extremely good hunting over the long flat surfaces on the mountains or on the hillsides. Really beautiful hunting, and you see some of the most spectacular places when you're up there looking for them. Next up on the list will be the vole reback. Now this is family to the mountain reback. I enjoy these immensely. This is long flat shooting, and again, like I did in my first episode, I recommend you guys going out to the shooting range and practice your long range shooting. These guys aren't going to give you anything closer than 200 yards. You do get lucky, but it's long flat open areas, and they've got amazing eyesight, extremely good eyesight. So your stalking skills have to be on point. They differ from the mountain. They've got straight up horns, and they don't have the curve. And actually, a little interesting fact here, they're one of the only species of antelope with wool on them. So yeah, that's partly because they stay up in the high peaks of the mountains, normally on the flat plateaus right at the top. You'll often see them, and in the colder areas, yeah, we pick them up normally towards the Dordrecht, Stormberg area, where you pick up a lot of them. They just like that flatter, colder areas. So yeah, definitely one on the list, and it deserves so much respect. It's not as iconic as the first two animals, and probably a lot of people haven't really heard about it, but yeah, it's definitely a species that if you've been here before and you haven't got one of them, tick it off on the list. I promise you, you won't go wrong. Next on the list, and this is the final animal, especially for the icon list. So in your previous episode, we had the sable. Now you're going to go for the bigger brother, and that's the roan. The roan is a lot bigger in body stature, but not horn length. Yeah, they're just an amazing animal. Normally from the savannas, you'll pick them up in the Cameroon, Congo area. We have got them down here. They're beautiful animals to have a look at. Shorter, stubbier horns, much thicker. Extremely aggressive, and yeah, just great animal to hunt. They've been reintroduced. A lot of farmers have introduced them into their properties, and like the sable, their market price hasn't been as consistent as what it was 6 years ago. So if you are looking for a good deal, this is probably the great time to go out there and pick up a good deal. Yeah, just I really enjoy hunting them. I'll put the link below. In the same episode with Keith Warren from the High Road, I hunted the blue wildebeest. In the same episode, I hunted the roan, and yeah, just fantastic animal. Got nice little white teardrops down, and yeah, definitely one of my personal favorites, and I've been fortunate to guide a lot of people onto some successful hunts. So yeah, it deserves the last place on my icons list. Cool guys, well that's it from the icons list, and thank you so much for tuning in. For this particular package, you can hit the description below. I will hopefully have them up on my website very soon. I'll just get all the pricing ready, and yeah, we'll post a little bit more of that in the near future. For this particular package, I recommend no less than probably about 8 to 10 days. And if you are looking, you'll always be able to add on a good few species in that period, depending on your success rate. A quick tip, after I've now done all these packages, quick tip: do not rush and feel under pressure that you are short on days. Remember, you've got your PH and your outfitter there trying to do the best they can for you to get the best quality animals. And just give them a bit of time and show a bit of faith. Always trust your guides. They are there to do a job, and they want to do it to the best of their ability, because at the end of the day, their reputation is on the line as much as it is for the outfitter. Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. That's going to close off all the episodes for the hunting packages size, and we'll have more PH toolboxes going forward into the 2020 season. Like I said earlier, I'm enjoying this so much, and I want to keep doing it, and hopefully by this stage we'll roll on and have a few guests, some of the clients that will be coming out and joining me this season. But yeah, thank you so much for all the support thus far. Again, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, leave a comment or a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And yeah, guys, good luck. And if there are any questions, hit me up on any one of my social media platforms, or leave a comment below, and I will try and answer it to the best of my ability. Yeah, again, I hope this helps for what you're looking for in 2020 or in the future for your African safaris. I really appreciate it. And yeah, guys, happy hunting, and we'll chat to you guys soon. Cheers.